Hey guys, Chris with Prep Logic. So this week I'm looking through the internet and I asked myself, with all this hoopla about Area 51 and chasing the aliens, what might be going on that they don't want us to see? So, got to looking, and what I found kind of bothered me. So, recently, we've heard a lot about the immigration problem on the border, right? But how there's no solution for what to do with these people. So, then I see this article about something called H.R. 1044, House Resolution 1044, that was voted on the 10th. Here's what the bill reads. This bill increases the per-country cap on family-based immigrant visas from 7% of the total number of visas available that year to 15% and eliminates the 7% cap for employment-based immigrant visas. It also removes an offset that reduces the number of visas for individuals from China. The bill also establishes transition rules for employment-based visas for fiscal years 2020 through 2022 by reserving a percentage of EB2 visas, which are workers with higher education, EB3, which are skilled workers but not college graduates, and EB5, which are investors and may not necessarily be from the country of origin. So let's see. With the largest number of visas issued of the unreserved visas, not more than 85% shall be allotted to immigrants from any single country. Now, this is specifically benefiting people from India and China. Now, the author of this bill, a Democratic congressperson from the 19th District of California, Zoe Lufgren. Wait, that's Silicon Valley. Yeah. Authored this bill to help Silicon Valley businesses bring in cheap labor and take jobs away from American citizens who can do those jobs. These are jobs in call center-based customer service, call center-based tech support, the Silicon Valley, general industries, chip making, hardware design, software design, coding, programming, things like that unemployed Americans here could be doing. But she set up a law so that these companies can bring in cheap labor, pay them, half as much, and make some more money, and screw us Americans, who she's supposed to be representing. Now, there's another problem with this bill. Right now, sitting on our border in detention centers, we got a lot of people. Now, yes, those people need to be vetted properly to make sure they're not criminals. But the majority of these people are just people who want a better life. I'm a cold-hearted Republican, and I'll say that. Well, not really a Republican. I'm a left-leaning libertarian. Tongue-tied. Yeah, I'm a right-leaning libertarian. There are some left ideas that I agree with. I think if people need help, we should help them. But helping them doesn't mean giving them a crutch to sit on the rest of their lives. Anyway, in these detention centers, we have a lot of skilled laborers. So let me ask this question. Ms. Lufgren is so worried about Silicon Valley businesses that are being negatively affected. Big tech. What about big ag? The agricultural industry has suffered a loss of able-bodied people that can come in and do these jobs. Animal husbandry, farm work, these are not simple trades. You have to be skilled. You have to be trained. You have to know what you're doing to do them right. These are the people that feed us. So if you figure the majority of the people coming from these South American countries work in an agricultural industry, okay? And we have farmers who need people. Well, if agricultural work is a skilled trade, why can't we issue those EB3 visas to those skilled workers? Now, once we do that, their families become eligible for H4 visas. That's a dependent visa for like wives and children and stuff like that. Now, what that does, it doesn't just let them into the country with no consequence. They enter the country with the right to work. By right of the visa laws, they are limited to the assistance they can apply for. And they get to come in and be productive citizens. They're taxpayers at that point. They come in, they get a job. They can get a job. They don't have to fear this party line bullshit of, oh, they have to be afraid to go out and get a job because they'll be deported. No, they have a visa at that point. They are legal. They can work until their trial date, when it can be determined if they're eligible for further citizenship. Okay, going beyond that though, we have this large group of Spanish-speaking people, many of which are skilled laborers, not just farm workers, there's carpenters, welders, there's all kinds of people down there that could do jobs, that could work, okay? And we have a U.S. territory, Puerto Rico, who nobody's talking about. I think that's wrong. They went through a horrible tragedy last year, and they're still trying to rebuild. Okay? They're still trying to rebuild. So we have this population of people on the border who are skilled workers, who many of which want to build a better life, going by what they're saying, don't know if it's true, but taking them at face value, they want to build a better life. We have these skilled laborers who speak the native language of the population of Puerto Rico. There's no integration issues there. They can go there, they can communicate, they can work with the native population, they can integrate into that population and help rebuild that country. But no, she wrote this bill specifically to benefit Silicon Valley and didn't think about anybody else. But then she stands in front of the country and talks bad about our president and says, well, we need to find options for these people. Well, she had an option on her desk and she didn't do anything about it. We have to start watching these things, people. Every time some big vote or some important thing comes up, something happens. A shooting, we're going to storm Area 51, Paula Deen said the N-word, Bill Clinton got a BJ. You ever thought about looking back at all these events and seeing what happened during those events? I mean, it's all distraction tactics, people. There's a clean-cut solution right there for the border problem. I'm not for illegal immigration, but I support legal immigration. I think people should be able to come here that want to build a better life and do something for themselves. They need to be vetted properly. In this case, it's not too hard. MS-13 members are easy to spot. Tattoos are like religion to them. That's how they identify their place in the organization and rank. Literally the placement on their body and the nature of the tattoo tells you what they've done in the organization throughout the years. There's different symbolism and it's coloring, and it tells you a lot of things about them. Maybe I'll do a video about gang tats and identifying those at another point, but it's neither here nor there right now. We vet these people the best we can. We identify them for the skills, labor they can provide. and we use this visa system to get them in the country and working, make them part of our economy. Stop letting the left wing and the right wing use fear tactics to tell us that we can't solve our problems, because clearly they can find solutions when it benefits them. Big tech kicks back to these congresspersons and senate persons large amounts of money. Agriculture, not so much. They don't care about big ag. But when you got a system that's diminished the education about agricultural sciences over the last 20 years, funding for programs like FFA and 4-H have greatly been diminished. So these people with these skills that can come in and do these jobs, I'm sorry, they're vital. And I know we always say, well, there's Americans that would do those jobs. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know an American one who would stand out in a field for 20 hours with a bucket, picking fruit and doing that hard-ass work. Because we're tenderfoot freaking wussies that are dependent on our cell phones and simple jobs. I mean, yes, I'm not saying we don't have hard jobs. There's welders and tradesmen out there who work their ass off, but I guarantee they don't want to stand out in that field either. These people do those jobs, they do them happily, because it's good hard work, and they share those values with their kids, and they raise their families up in those trades. There's nothing wrong with that. No work is bad work, period. This mentality that there is bad work is part of the problem. Okay, it's not easy to work in a field. It's not easy to plow a field. It's not easy to manage livestock. It's not easy to identify the problems they have and treat those problems. And the skilled people that can do those, we need those right now. We need those desperately. If you like this content, do me a favor, hit the like button, give us a subscribe. If you have any questions, hit us up in the comment section. We're happy to answer those for you. As always, all we ask is that you're decent to each other, because we're all in this together. God bless. Are you an adult trying to live life to the fullest, but something is just missing? Maybe it's time to stop just living and start thriving. Thrive products are all natural. They offer better health, increased mobility, and more energy. If you're interested, reach out to my friend Tracy Davis at the Davis Homestead. Information in the description below. Maybe it's time to stop just living and start thriving.